Lewis Hamilton is back. Against all odds, the 7-time champion took pole position in the sprint race in China. How did he do it after a difficult start to the season? Stay tuned for a look at his spectacular resurgence. I can't believe it. This is Hamilton's reaction after setting an impressive time of 1 minute and 30.849 seconds, beating Max Verstappen by just 0.018 seconds. Question for the audience: do you think Hamilton can win this sprint race? Leave it in the comments. Lewis Hamilton delivered one of the most impressive performances of his career by taking pole position in the sprint race at the 2025 Chinese Grand Prix. This result is not only a reflection of his incredible talent, but also of his ability to overcome adversity. After a difficult start to the season, in which Ferrari failed to offer him a competitive car in Australia, Hamilton arrived in Shanghai with renewed motivation, and his performance made it clear. In qualifying, Hamilton showed why he is considered one of the best drivers in the history of Formula One. During the first phase of qualifying, SQ1, he dominated the track with great ease, demonstrating that the SF25 had much more potential than it had shown in the first races of the season. However, it wasn't until the second phase, SQ2, that he truly began to shine. Although McLaren's Lando Norris appeared to be in control, Hamilton seized his opportunity when Norris made a mistake on his final attempt. With just 1 minute remaining, Hamilton achieved a lap that stunned everyone, clocking a time of 1 minute and 30.849 seconds, enough to overtake Max Verstappen, who had been the favorite for pole position. This time left Verstappen just 18 thousandths of a second behind, a gap so minimal that it demonstrates the quality of Hamilton's performance. The fact that he managed to overtake a driver of Verstappen's caliber, who has dominated the Formula One season in recent years, is a testament to his determination and skill behind the wheel. Furthermore, this pole position isn't just a personal victory for Hamilton. It marks a pivotal moment in his adaptation to Ferrari. Since his arrival at the Italian team, many have wondered if his move would really bear fruit. After a difficult start to the season, where communication with his new race engineer Riccardo Adami had left much to be desired, this pole position signifies that the relationship between driver and team is beginning to solidify. The frustration over technical issues and lack of performance in Australia is now a thing of the past, and now confidence in the SF25 seems to have grown exponentially. This return to the front row of the grid also highlights Hamilton's ability to overcome obstacles. After a poor weekend in Australia where he finished a disappointing 10th due to tire degradation issues, the difference in his performance in China is a clear example of how a great driver can quickly recover from a mental and performance setback. For Hamilton, this pole position is not just a qualifying victory. It sends a clear message to his rivals and the world of Formula One. He remains a serious contender despite the difficulties. Furthermore, Hamilton's pole in China represents a step forward in his relationship with Ferrari. After a week of intensive work on the SF25's updates, it's clear that the improvements have paid off. Ferrari has shown it has the ability to quickly correct its mistakes and put a competitive car on track. This is not only positive for Hamilton, but also for the team's future in the 2025 season. This moment of triumph reflects a season that, although still in its early stages, promises to be crucial for the future of Hamilton and Ferrari. If he maintains this level of performance for the remainder of the weekend in China, it could be the first major step toward a full recovery of his confidence and Ferrari's aspirations in the championship fight. Ferrari has taken a decisive step in its quest to return to competitiveness in Formula One in the 2025 season, and this resurgence has several key technical improvements that not only benefited Lewis Hamilton but also improved the SF25's overall performance. After a difficult start to the season, marked by difficulties in Australia, the Italian team implemented a major update package for the Chinese Grand Prix, aiming to address the obvious problems of tire degradation and inconsistent car performance. One of the first significant improvements was the modification of the car's floor design. In modern Formula One, the floor is one of the most crucial parts of a single-seater, determining the vehicle's aerodynamic efficiency and how it handles airflow. Ferrari worked to optimize airflow to the most critical areas of the car, which not only improves overall stability but also reduces rear-end slippage. In races like Australia, where tire degradation was a major issue, these modifications to the floor design allow the tires to work more efficiently, reducing wear and maintaining better performance over long distances, both in qualifying and during race sessions. Another key improvement was the update to the rear suspension. This change focused on improving the car's mechanical grip, especially in the traction zones that are critical for a circuit like Shanghai, which has several slow corners followed by hard acceleration. In the early races of the season, Ferrari struggled on corner exits, where traction was insufficient to efficiently harness the engine's power. With the new suspension geometry, Ferrari aims to distribute the load on the rear tires more evenly, preventing overheating and ensuring the wheels maintain better grip on the asphalt, increasing stability and the acceleration capabilities of Hamilton and Leclerc in these sections of the circuit. Hybrid energy management was also a key area of improvement for Ferrari. Although Red Bull has held an advantage in this field in recent years, Ferrari has worked on a new strategy to deploy battery power more efficiently. The hybrid system now allows for better utilization of electric energy, resulting in greater acceleration, especially in braking zones and on Shanghai's long straights, which are crucial for overtaking rivals. This improved energy management has also allowed Ferrari to achieve a better combination of power in slow corners and on the straights, balancing the car's overall performance. In addition to the technical updates, Ferrari has worked on improving communication and strategy within the team. In the early races, communication issues between Hamilton and his new race engineer, Riccardo Adami, were evident. Hamilton often didn't receive the right information at the right time, which affected his performance during the race. For China, Ferrari has taken an important step by adjusting its approach to communication, ensuring that instructions are clear and useful to the driver, which is crucial, especially during critical moments in qualifying and the race. All of this effort by Ferrari to transform the SF25 into a more competitive car has yielded immediate results in China. Hamilton's performance, taking pole position in the sprint race, is a clear indication that the updates have had a positive impact. The combination of aerodynamic improvements, suspension tweaks, hybrid system optimization, and improvements to internal team communication has allowed Ferrari to make significant progress compared to the beginning of the season. This resurgence by Ferrari is more than just a technical improvement. It's a message that the team has the ability to adapt quickly to challenges. The improvements implemented in China not only aim to solve the immediate problems but also position Ferrari as a serious contender for the remainder of the season, adding a new dimension to the championship fight. If Ferrari continues this line of development and improvement, and if Hamilton continues to demonstrate the form he showed in Shanghai, the team could once again pose a real threat to Red Bull and McLaren. Lewis Hamilton's performance in taking pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix sprint race has generated great expectations, not only for him, but also for Ferrari in general. However, despite this impressive qualifying result, the conditions of the sprint race are completely different, and Hamilton will face several challenges. The sprint race, with just 19 laps, is a test of pure speed, strategy, and endurance, where any mistake can have a significant impact on the final result. One of the key factors Hamilton will have to manage is the pressure of maintaining his position against drivers like Max Verstappen and the McLarens, who have demonstrated formidable performances in the opening races of the season. Although Hamilton has shown impressive pace in qualifying, the nature of the sprint race means that starting positions don't always translate into victories. Verstappen, who finished just 0.001 seconds behind Hamilton in qualifying, will undoubtedly be determined to overtake the Briton and regain the lead at the start of the race. Verstappen's speed in the opening laps is a factor to consider, as the Red Bull driver has demonstrated exceptional ability to overtake and capitalize on any opportunity that presents itself in the early stages of the race. The McLarens, with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, also pose a considerable threat. McLaren has started the season with an impressive performance, and its pace has been particularly strong on circuits with several fast corners and braking zones, such as China. Both McLaren drivers will be determined to capitalize on every opportunity and challenge Hamilton and Verstappen in the sprint race. The fact that McLaren has been able to deliver a competitive car in a variety of conditions makes the battle for the podium even more open, and the team's potential in close-quarters racing conditions cannot be underestimated. Despite the threats, Hamilton has the advantage of starting from pole position, giving him the opportunity to control the pace at the start of the race. However, this also means he will need to defend his position from the outset, which may test his skills in tire management and wear control. Tire strategy and energy management will be crucial factors, as the sprint race allows no margin for error. If Ferrari has managed to improve tire efficiency, as demonstrated by the upgrades implemented on the SF25, this could be a decisive factor in maintaining performance over the 19 laps, especially in the fight against McLaren and Red Bull. Another aspect Hamilton will have to manage is communication with his team. In the early races of the season, there were problems in the interaction between Hamilton and his new race engineer, Riccardo Adami, which affected strategic decision-making. Although Ferrari has worked to improve this aspect, The speed with which decisions are made during a sprint race is crucial. If Hamilton can obtain accurate information at key moments, it will be a factor that could make the difference in defending his position and in strategic maneuvers throughout the race. The psychological factor will also be decisive. Although Hamilton has proven to be an exceptional driver under pressure, the tension of trying to maintain pole position in a sprint race, with so many rivals chasing him, is not something to be underestimated. If Hamilton can stay calm and build on the confidence gained from his qualifying performance, he will have a significant advantage. Furthermore, the emotional impact of pole position has already boosted his relationship with the Ferrari team, which could translate into greater motivation and a clearer focus during the race. In short, expectations for the sprint race are high, but the path to victory will not be easy for Hamilton. Although pole is a significant advantage, the performance of Verstappen, the McLarens, and Ferrari's ability to manage tire and energy strategy will be key factors over the 19 laps of this intense event. Hamilton will need to leverage his experience and Ferrari's technical improvements to withstand the attacks and prove that, despite the challenges, he remains a dominant force in Formula One. Lewis Hamilton's impressive pole position in sprint qualifying at the Chinese Grand Prix was not only a personal achievement for the British driver, but also an indicator that Ferrari, after a difficult start to the season, could be a serious contender for the 2025 championship. This result, achieved on a circuit as challenging as Shanghai, reinforced the idea that Hamilton and Ferrari are finally starting to sync up. The pole position is not only a reflection of Hamilton's skill and experience behind the wheel, but also of the technical progress made by the Italian team, especially in critical areas such as aerodynamics and tire management. For Ferrari, this result has great significance. After a 2024 season marked by frustration and technical difficulties, the team appears to have found a positive direction. The updates to the SF25, which were implemented specifically to address performance issues and tire degradation, have proven effective, allowing the team to have a more competitive car. This development is vital not only for the sprint race in China, but also for the rest of the season, where Ferrari hopes to pose a threat to Red Bull and McLaren. Furthermore, Hamilton's pole victory also has broader implications. For the British driver, this result is confirmation that his decision to join Ferrari was not a misstep, but a gamble that is beginning to pay off. Throughout his career, Hamilton has proven to be a master at adapting to different situations and overcoming obstacles. This pole is a clear sign that even in the final stages of his career, he remains a fierce competitor. If he can maintain this level of performance, he could not only challenge for victories in 2025, but also for the championship, sending a clear message to his rivals that he remains an unstoppable force in Formula One. The impact of this result could also be profound within Ferrari. After the frustrations experienced in Australia, this success could be the turning point that revitalizes the team, improving morale and internal cohesion. A motivated team with a confident driver like Hamilton is always a dangerous factor in any championship, and if Ferrari can continue this progress and further fine-tune its performance, it could establish itself as a top contender in the title fight. The coming hours and days at the Chinese Grand Prix will be crucial to confirm whether this result is just a flash of brilliance or the beginning of a sustained resurgence. The sprint race will offer the first major test of how Ferrari is handling the improvements made, while Sunday's main qualifying and feature race will show whether Hamilton and his team can maintain this level of performance throughout the weekend. If Ferrari and Hamilton manage to continue this path, the 2025 season could be the stage for an incredible championship battle, with Hamilton, Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren battling for supremacy. The result in China could be a key moment in defining the course of the season. If Hamilton achieves a strong result in the sprint race and, eventually, the feature race, we could be witnessing the rebirth of a Formula One legend in his new role with Ferrari, which would undoubtedly add an exciting chapter to his already extraordinary career.